Scotland's 1,100 ambulance men gave almost 100% support to today's strike call. The men who stayed at work were mainly in the outlying areas where there are few emergency calls. In the major cities, the situation is critical. Volunteers manning ambulances are keeping only skeleton shifts operating, many of them with little or no first aid experience. But emergency calls during today were well down on normal. Senior officers say this is probably due to doctors making alternative arrangements to get patients to hospitals, and throughout the country, taxi firms are dealing with outpatient services. Meanwhile, Tom May, the local organiser for the National Union of Public Employees, warned that the volunteers could cause more danger than no service at all. He dismissed them as misguided idiots.
In Cardiff, a force of 45 volunteers has been keeping the ambulance service going. They turned up after an appeal from the council for anyone with a basic knowledge of first aid and able to drive anything bigger than a Mini. When the strike started, only 10 volunteers were on duty, among them a policeman, a taxi driver and a handful of doctors from city hospitals. After the council's appeal, offers of help poured in not only from the city but from villages up to 20 miles away. And by this afternoon, the council had more volunteers than it needed. The authority said the amateur ambulance men had been very efficient. They dealt with a succession of emergency calls, including one to the offices of a building society in Cardiff city centre. A gas cylinder used for emergency lighting exploded, blowing out a window and slightly injuring 3 passers-by.